when the hero finally realizes in the hero's journey that he's the actor, he's the producer, he's the director, he's even the villain, he's even the villain, then how does the hero emerge into the next stage, which is after the elixir of life and the gift from the goddess, into the freedom to live? And that's the final stage of a new world, right? So the hero's journey begins and where the world is normal, and then he goes into this other world. Like he was a muggle that found out he was a muggle. And he realizes now I'm in a magical world, and we're in that sort of arc of the magical world right now. But we're coming out. We get the gift from the goddess. We get the elixir. There's a reluctance to go back to this world the way things were. And so now the hero has to be confronted with, I've defined myself and my herohood through the villain and through the contrast, through the negatives, so that I would fight against all these things. But now I'm transcending this concept altogether. Can I have freedom to live now? Do I have to be defined now by the contrast, or can I actually just move beyond the concept altogether? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Well, I'd say that...
We'll start with you, Richard.
Okay. I'd say that the more people that transcend their roles, then the less of a theatre drama there is, because there's not so much to hang on to, you know. So the whole tapestry starts to kind of fall apart. So as we get to a stage where more and more people awaken to the simulation, to the duality, to the illusion, and therefore find the true freedom, you know, and the true freedom is an inner freedom, you know, and it is through love and through our heart, and it's through divine wisdom, and it's through oneness with the will of the whole, or the magical force that's moving us, because we're imbued with magic, you know. And the people that are more imbued with magic are like the people you think of Dr. D or those others, you know, they're imbued with the magical force, and therefore they emanate the wisdom. And the more of us that as we come to a time where more of that will happen to more of us, then the whole Maya starts to fall apart, you know, like the whole tapestry that's been holding together the illusion of our civilizations and our dramas and our conflicts and our patterns and our, you know, it starts to sort of fall away. And yes, there's going to probably be some stubborn ones that hang on, because that you got to have a good ending, right? So you got to have some, you know, you can't give away too quickly and too easily. There's got to be a process around the ending part, the transcendence part. But then eventually, everyone gets to, you know, the whole gets to realize its transcendence, you know, and then the party's kind of over. Because we enter as a consciousness. I would say I think I mentioned this in our last talk, Robert. Like, I think the next journey for our species, or at least our race, or kind of our spiritual race, is bliss. You know, we get to experience the bliss of our being, right? And we've never had that, you know, as a species. We have snatches of it, and we're chasing it. And we chase it through orgasm, and we chase it through shopping, and we chase it through all these different ways in the world, you know, and
shopping was never as good as orgasm.
No, but you know,
unless you're shopping for orgasm, but even then it's not quite the same.
Thanks, Robert. Anyway, so I
just had to say it because I knew Alan was thinking it.
Yeah. I don't know why these things come out of my mouth.
Go ahead.
The order that they come. But yeah, so that's what we're left with. We're left with a higher evolution in a way that we can't kind of fully understand. And we think of bliss as one state, you know, it's like, oh, but bliss is eternal, just as suffering is eternal, you know. So when we start the new universe to explore bliss, we're just exploring a new universe. You know, we're exploring all the different folds and layers of blissfulness and magic, and that's what's left for us. So it's hard for us to kind of understand that, but it is the natural next evolution. It is the angelic evolution, you could say. It is the higher evolution, and they're already. As Alan said, we already know it. We've already experienced it. It's all happened. It's been and gone and done with, and here we are again. But we're doing it again in a new iteration. Every time it has to be a new iteration, otherwise we get bored. So consciousness keeps on exploring endless iterations. And my final saying, I think, is, when we said there's no beginning, Alan, the way I sometimes look at it as there's only beginnings. It's like beginnings are all there are. That's it. There's just a new beginning and a new beginning and a new beginning and a new beginning. And that's all there's ever been. You could say there's only endings, but I'm a beginnings guy. So I like to look at it like that way. Like there's only rebirth and rebirth and rebirth. And that's, that's the, I'm kind of a celestial vagabond like that. I like the idea of living eternally and moving from place to place and species to species and universe to universe and time frame to time frame and, love to love to, just exploring everything until we're done, and then we just rest. And then we rest in the night of Brahma, and the whole universe takes a pause and just goes, whew, that was good, wasn't it? What should we do next? Yeah, so I think it has a lot to do with laughter.
Beautiful.
I think Shakespeare really got it, because in almost every play, I would say, Alan, you can confirm this, there's always jokes. He always put in something to make people laugh.
Even in the most obscure places, there's a non sequitur. And the other thing about that joke part is that it's always got clues in it as well, which we said earlier. The words of wisdom are always placed into the mouths of the fool, the clown, right? The pauper speaking truth to power, or one of my favorites, the drunkard. And I mean that from the perspective of the play. In Twelfth Night, he has this character, Sir Toby Belch, who is a wonderful name, Belch, and he's drunk throughout the whole play. But he and the clown, Feste, they say four times. Toby will have he'll say his lines in the play that are pertinent to the scene, and then he'll burp and leave. And as he leaves, he says, "Oh well, it's all one." And it's such a deep saying, because it's a non sequitur. It's got nothing to do with what just happened. He's just saying, by the way, it's all one. And it's him. He says it twice, and the clown says it twice. And it's one of the most, clear statements of what he's saying. He says, don't worry, it's all a drama. We are all one, and we're all involved in it in the most beautiful way.